refurbished roundabouts, new flower beds, new roads. Kigali has been beautifying the city for months to show itself in its best light for the 26th Commonwealth Summit, already postponed twice due to the pandemic. The construction of this building started in 2009 when Rwanda joined the Commonwealth. It's now iconic of the capital and will play host to the summit.
The reason why the Kigali Convention Center was constructed and opened in 2016 was to draw the international MICE business, the international incentive market, the conferencing business, and putting Kigali on the map and Rwanda ultimately, and competing with the rest of the big cities in the world that we also have a convention center.
Made in the shape of a royal hat, the convention center will be on the global spotlight during the summit. The country wants to use the event to promote its tourism and hospitality sector.
I knew that I was...
The Commonwealth should also benefit other sectors by promoting trade between its member nations.
And I believe the good relationship between the UK and the government of Rwanda has actually played a bigger part in enabling exporters actually come up and grow in doing business with the UK. And compared to other markets in the world, UK do provide us with minimal taxes on our commodities, and that attracts several people and several exporters actually to trade.
An advantageous system tailored for developing countries like Rwanda. Today, 95% of Robert's production is exported to the United Kingdom. In 2020, the company sent 2 tons of Rwandan peppers per week. Today, they export nearly 7 tons. This has been made possible by the absence of tax and scaling of language barriers. In the past, a big part of Rwanda's population spoke French, but the country has turned to English for a few years now. Since 2008, English has been the official learning language for children finishing elementary school. For the past year, primary schools have been studying entirely in English.
It's a good thing that the children study in English from the first year. When they'll finish, they'll find a job and be competitive in international markets where many speak English. For us teachers, this change was difficult, and always is.
As the language is now taught and spoken, this has made it easier for a Commonwealth delegation to come and discuss with students the values of the organization and what member countries stand to gain from it.
During your speech, you mentioned that the Commonwealth has values, obviously, and some of those values are the human rights. I wanted to ask, how is Commonwealth exactly helping?
The organization calls for respect for democracy and human rights. On this matter, the delegation advocates dialogue.
I mean, democracy and human rights, along with peace, prosperity, sustainability, are part of the essence of what the Commonwealth is about. They're set out in the Commonwealth Charter. By being a member of the Commonwealth and part of the Commonwealth network, countries, including Rwanda, can benefit from the experience and the views of other countries, and within that Commonwealth framework, we're able to discuss as friends issues which may sometimes be sensitive and sometimes be difficult.
The UK was critical of the country's human rights record in its 37th Universal Periodic Review. Rwanda has also been singled out regularly by NGOs.
We look forward to see more concrete transformational interventions undertaken, improving the freedom of expression, also improving detention conditions, recommendations to reduce or fight enforced appearance and related human rights abuses. There have been cases of death in custody.
At the end of the Commonwealth Summit in Kigali, President Paul Kagame will become the new chair in office of the organization for the next 2 years. In June, 24 international human rights groups called on participating leaders to pressure Rwanda to initiate reforms and protect freedom of expression.